The Dark Souls community have just solved a decade-long mystery. That's right, and here's how it happened. Back at the start of November, I released the video 31 secret messages in Dark Souls that they tried to hide. In this video, I covered the seek guidance mechanic and all of the hidden messages that From Software hid around the lands of Lordran. Then, at the end of the video, I told you about a Reddit user named Retro Game Audio, who had searched through the dialogue text dump that was provided on the Dark Souls wiki over 11 years ago, and they found 2 additional hidden messages that had never been found in the game. These were Try Light and Try Lightning. I then challenged you all to try and help me find these missing messages, and boy did you all come through with your suggestions. I then spent a whole live stream searching every nook and cranny of Dark Souls Remastered based on every single suggestion that you had all made. During the stream, one avid viewer even found another post by Retro Game Audio confirming the messages seem to be grouped by area. Number 1. Try Lightning falls between the messages of the Darkroot Garden and the Catacombs. That probably means it could be in either of those areas, or it might be in neither. If it was grouped with Darkroot Garden, I assumed that maybe they wanted to try using gold pine resin on Sif, so I checked the entire Sif arena, as well as the bridge to Sif, no luck. Also tried double checking the Great Feline area. Are there any enemies with a notable weakness to lightning? Number 2. No idea about Try Light. It falls between the messages of the Catacombs and Blighttown, Quaelag's domain. Like above, that probably means it should be in either of those areas, or another area that doesn't have more messages. Or maybe they're just both unused. So we double checked all the areas that were mentioned in the post, and unfortunately, I still came up short. To say I was disappointed doesn't even come close. In the end, I had pretty much accepted the fact that either these messages were just never used, or they were in out of bounds areas that I couldn't access. Then, after a few days, I decided I would make another video to give some closure on the whole ordeal. But I decided to have a little search online to see if I could find out any more information on the specifics of this list of messages Retro Game Audio had mentioned, to try and see if we could logically narrow it down further. But alas, I wasn't able to find any contact information for them whatsoever. Unable to accept defeat, I then messaged a Dark Souls data miner on Twitter, but got no response. Hell, I even tried to research who was on the development team at From Software to see if I could get in touch and try and get the facts straight from the horse's mouth. But it was late in the day, I was tired, and I decided it was time to call it a day. Well, a few days ago, completely out of the blue, just before heading to bed, I got a DM on Twitter from Dark Souls creator Illusory Wall. As you can imagine, this set the heart racing. I had no idea what it was about, as I hadn't previously had contact with them other than liking their videos. And this is what they had to say. Greetings, I'm working on a video about seek guidance and saw you recently put one out as well. I was wondering, can I use about 11 seconds of footage from your video, the part where you issued the challenge at the end? I've got good news, I finally found them. Try Light and Try Lightning don't exist in any current versions of the game, but they were originally in the Catacombs in the unpatched version on PS3 and Xbox 360. So, as you can imagine, I was absolutely ecstatic to find out that after I believed this mystery would forever go unsolved, another Souls creator comes to the rescue. But that's not quite the whole story, and the next bit completely blows my mind. Illusory Wall then goes on to say, "It's a funny full circle situation because you found my post under my old handle, Retro Game Audio, talking about the unused messages, and then issued a challenge literally right as I was learning about the evidence trail that pointed at them being removed content. Perfect timing, really. What are the odds that the very person who started this mystery off 11 years ago would be the same one to solve it mere weeks after I put the challenge to the community? It just blows my mind even now. Anyway, after I told Illusory about my recent livestream hunting for the messages on Dark Souls Remastered, they said, so it wouldn't be on the Prepare to Die edition version that came bundled with the DLC. You'd have to find the very original release and avoid any patches in order to see it. We found them in the unpatched Japanese version, and using Google Translate, it's very clear which message is which. So unfortunately, I don't have videos showing the message in English, but unpatched in other regions should be the same. Well, you know what this meant? Time to head over to eBay, and within mere minutes, I had found an original version of Dark Souls for the PS3 for the absolute bargain of £10. But it will take several days to arrive. And now we play the waiting game.
Several long days later,
I receive a knock on the door, and we're set. And not only did I get the OG base version of Dark Souls, but they only went and sent the limited edition box set, Result! And now I have what I need to finally showcase the resolution to this 11-year mystery. I just need to get there first. So, after several hours of playing OG Dark Souls, I finally got to where I needed to be. The Catacombs. Let's go. Try lightning. To find this message, all we need to do is head on down to the ledge just before you drop down into Pinwheel's boss arena. If you use Seek Guidance, you will see the message, Try Lightning. Now, in all my lengthy planning for this video, I completely forgot that I actually need to utilise this information once I found it. So, as you can see, I drop down and have a mad panic to switch out my Fire Claymore to a mace that I could apply some gold pine resin to. And being honest, I didn't really feel like it made much difference to the boss fight, and this is because Pinwheel is only slightly less resistant to lightning than the other elements in the game. I tried to attack the water on the floor in the hopes it may cause the lightning to spread, but I don't think it did. What is needed here is the lightning miracle. As you can see here, when you throw the lightning into the water, it has an area of effect as the lightning travels across the water in a ripple effect. Even with this in mind, it isn't actually very useful for this boss fight. It's much easier to just melee attack him. Try light. As literally every single one of you suggested on my YouTube comments, the message Try Light is located exactly where we all knew it should be. It is just after the Pinwheel fight, right at the start of the Tomb of the Giants. Personally, I have never attempted the Tomb of the Giants without the Sunlight Maggot Helm, so I've never had to deal with the horror that is the void of darkness that this developer message tries to help you out with. But clearly, the developers originally thought this little nugget of information would be crucial to our playthrough. Then when they came to release the DLC, figured it was a tad too obvious, and instead chose to replace it with the shortcut ahead message a little bit further up the ledge. I just want to give a massive thank you to each and every one of you for all the suggestions on the last video, and for watching the live stream as we attempted to solve this mystery. It really is a joy to be a part of this community. But even more so, I want to thank Illusory Wall for not only finding this mystery 11 years ago, but for reaching out and sharing this amazing news with myself and the rest of the community. Please, please, please check out their video, Dark Souls Dissected number 18, Seek Guidance and Hidden Messages, which covers all the details on this amazing discovery. It's a great video and definitely worth the watch. Check the description below for the link. And that's it for now. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Dark Souls content.